All right, friends, I'm going to need you to get your math notebook and your pencil, and then you're going to open up your math notebook. We're going to number page 66 and 67, and we're going to title page 67, Equivalent Fractions. So go ahead and pause the video and get all that done real quick. All right, so equivalent is numbers that are equal or have the same value. So kind of like we did with our mixed numbers and improper fractions, we were trying to find the ones that were equal or had the same value. We also did it with the pictorial representation. We matched the picture to the improper fraction and the mixed number, and we were trying to find which ones were equivalent. So when we're doing fractions, we're going to do equivalent fractions, and they have the same value, but they look a little different because they're both going to be fractions. So for example, on here, 1/2 and 3/6 are the same, because if I take 6 and divide it in half, it would be 3. Something else that looks the same, or that is the same or equivalent, is our wholes. I know that 2 halves, when the numerator and denominator are the same, is 1 whole. So that means that 6/6 also is 1 whole. They don't look the same, but they represent the same value. They both are 1 whole. So that's what we're going to look at today, is equivalent fractions. All right, so equivalent fractions are fractions that name the same part of the whole, and they're going to be equal. So for example, if I draw a picture and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total, and I shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, then I have 5/10 shaded. Now, if I have two total pieces, 1, 2, and I shade in this side over here, that's 1 out of 2. Well, that's 1/2. So because this is the same amount shaded as this, that means 5/10 is equal or equivalent to 1/2. So this is one example. Now we're going to do another one. This time, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total pieces. I'm going to shade four of them. So that's 4/8. Now, if I take the same shape, but this time I divide it into 4 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I'm going to shade in 1, 2 of my pieces. Well, if I look, I have the same amount shaded as I do here. So that tells me that 4/8 is going to be equal to 2/4. But if I go even one step further, and this time I divide it into 2 pieces and shade one side, then I have 1 out of 2. Do I have the same amount shaded as these two? I do. So that tells me that 4/8 is equivalent to 2/4, which they're all equivalent to 1/2. Well, I also know 5/10 is equivalent to 1/2 because that was equal also. And a way that I know that is 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that's just a way I can check it. Now, I want you to pause to make sure you have all this written down, because then I'm going to show you on page 66 a way to check for equivalence using our fraction fish. All right, so we're going to title page 66 Fraction Fish, and I'm going to put a note that we use fraction fish to check for equivalent fractions. So write that down, and then I want you to get out your highlighters or map pencils. All right, so like we did in class, you need to remember that for equivalent fractions, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. And that's how fraction fish is going to help you. So our example is going to be 3/4. So here's how I'm going to check what fractions are equivalent to 3/4. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So to find out something equivalent, I'm going to multiply by 2. If I multiply the top by 2, I have to multiply the bottom by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. So 6/8 is equivalent to 3/4. Well, let's see if we can do another one. If I multiply the top by 3, then I have to multiply the bottom by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. So 9/12 is equivalent to 6/8, which is equivalent to 3/4. Well, let's see if we can come up with another one. This time, I'm going to multiply the top by 4. Well, then that means I have to multiply the bottom by what? 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. And 4 times 4 is 16. Good. Let's do one more. See if we can come up with another equivalent fraction. If I multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 5, 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. So 15/20 is equivalent to 12/16, 9/12, 6/8, which all comes back to 3/4. Now here's why we call this fraction fish. I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to do my 2's so that I can see them better with one color. And then I'm going to keep using different colors. And I'm going to keep going, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, so I kept matching up my numerators and denominators with the different colors. Then I highlighted all my equivalent fractions, and then there's my fraction fish. So go ahead and pause and do yours now. Now, I want you to try and find the equivalent fractions for 1/3. I'm actually going to pull this down just a little further so I have plenty of space. So I want you to do it for 1/3 and then bring it in tomorrow and we'll check. Good luck. See you tomorrow.